Hello everyone. 2024 is becoming the year where Democrats died. And as we just got our fifth individual who is also a Democrat, Bob Graham, a US senator and the former governor of Florida, who is known very well for his left-wing populistic strategy. Today we'll be going over the life of Bob Graham. As you know, this is part of our neutral, uh, unbiased series. We're just going to say the facts uh, as we look here today and present Bob Graham's life as he died at the age of 87 just yesterday, I believe. I think his death was reported 18 hours ago, but I just got the notification just now. So we're going to go ahead and review the life of Bob Graham. I don't know if he has an electoral history. We can go ahead and see. Electoral history of Bob Graham. No, he doesn't. All right. That's fine. So let's get into the election part of things. So yes, going over the basics, he was a part of the both of Florida's Senate and House of Representatives. All right, so he mainly served at a part of the House of Representatives in the 60s in Florida, and then he served in the Senate, Florida State Senate, from 1970 to 1978. And it was in 1978 is when he actually made through his bid for the governor of Florida. So let's take a look at the distinct options here. So nominee for the governor of Florida, that is right. He won the Democratic nomination and he won the election against Jack Eckerd. Bob Graham managed to be successful in picking up Orange County. Once again, this county, I don't know why, tends to vote overwhelmingly for Republicans in presidential elections. But in actual state elections, this county tends to go swing both Democrats and Republicans. I guess back then the party platforms for the Democratic Party was very flexible and accommodating to Orange County. So you'll see, this is the primary results. You'll see Graham did pretty well in the metro of Miami area, but let's get back to business. 55.6%. Uh yes, Democrats continue to hold Florida since Ruben Askew. And I'm not surprised because Florida during the 70s was overwhelmingly Democrat. I mean, looking at the fact the state government was overwhelmingly Democratic. That's because the Democratic Party at the time was overwhelmingly very Southern conservative type of model. But then, as time would go, the Democratic Party in Florida would diversify and become more diverse, and its platform would kind of change. But I would imagine Daniel Robert Graham is probably more left. Okay, he's calling him a populist means he's probably far from right. He's pretty left, if you will. 1978. He runs for re-election in 1982, and he sweeps Florida. He defeated Skip Bathalis, and Bathalis, he died last year. Our channel was not around back then. Sorry, Skip. But he managed to carry the Fort Myers area in Lee County. We have Collier County. This is more of the conservative and still is conservative area of in stronghold of Florida. But other than that, um Graham managed to sweep, as you know, Miami-Dade, Hillsborough County, which holds um Tampa Bay, There's, as you know, there's 70% in Jacksonville. Yeah, I mean, Buffalis managed to do very well in Orange County. I only say that because the rest went to the Panhandle, overwhelmingly went for 70%. That's then again reminding you, this Panhandle is probably the most Democratic region in the state of Florida at this time. So, interestingly enough, let's go ahead and take a look at what he goes to now. So he serves as governor in 1986, but he doesn't run for re-election. I don't know if he is blocked from possibly running a second term. So it says the Democratic Party won many victories across the country. However, in Florida, where Democrats gained the Senate seat from Republicans, they lost the governorship for just the second time since Reconstruction. See, this is how blue Florida really was. So Bob Martinez won, let's just say, Graham's seat. But hey, Bob Graham, I want to say, did he really flip? Yeah, he flipped and defeated the incumbent senator, Paula Hawkins. And yeah, we talked about you. You died in 2009. Paula Hawkins, a part of the Republican Party. You'll see Graham managed to pick up 54.74%. You're kind of really underperforming there with the, as you know, your record in, was it in 84? No, 1982. You'll see Paula Hawkins managed to gain some votes in the West Panhandle. And the West Panhandle is pretty conservative. I mean, now it is, but I don't know if back then. But looking at 1992, Graham carried every county. Hey, look, he swept the whole the Fort Myers area, an area which Mr. Graham, Senator Graham, could not win as governor. Instead, he ended up losing this West Panhandle County. Let's see what that county's called. Florida counties. All right. Okaloosa County. Yes, right here. And it is today very conservative. Well, it was very conservative in the 80s. It was 80% conservative, 83% conservative. Stopped voting for Democrats in the 60s. But yeah, today it's 68%. Compared to 2016, it was 70 in the 70s in the last couple years. 2020 was the very first year since 1996, excuse me, when this county voted below 70%. So interestingly enough. So yeah, that's Graham County, interestingly. Yes, you'll say this is probably his best win, comparing this to 82. Yeah, he did a point better in 1992 than 10 years ago, where he defeated Skip Buffalis. I mean, Graham carried more counties than in 1992, defeating Bill Grant, than he did defeating Skip Buffalis. So that's something to keep in mind. Going to 1998, let's see if, yes, Graham runs against, Charlie Brown, who we know this guy. He was DeSantis' opponent in 2022. And yeah, I don't even know why these Republican voters went out and voted for this guy. He's not a conservative, and he never was. This guy was probably in the Republican Party because his family was a part of the Republican Party. This guy was a liberal, a huge liberal. And honestly, this was an election very good for Democrats because Charlie Crist campaigned on abortion issues. He was pro-abortion. He was one of the very few Democrats and Republicans that supported gay marriage, and he promoted gun control in a very, very pro-gun state. Yeah, let me know down in the comments. Would in this election, would you vote for Charlie Crist, even, or would you vote for Bob Graham? It which one's more far left? I don't know. I think they're equally left wing, but I would say knowing Crist more, I would assume Graham is more moderate. But yeah, Charlie is so annoying. Charlie Crist, and you ask why he did so bad in 2022, and he switched parties because he didn't like how the Republicans were treating Obama, because Obama, as you know, the narrative, first African American president, you got to treat him nice, it's racist, and he was like, nope, this is racist, I'm gonna leave. And he supports Obamacare, and it's just so annoying. And yeah, this guy was never a true conservative. Never. What was the last time he voted Republican? I don't know. He probably didn't vote for Bush either, even though they're just alike. But yeah, Bob Graham defeating Charlie Crist by an overwhelming margin, 62.47. I wonder why. And maybe it was more because Bob Graham was more popular, more well liked. But then again, you really think Charlie Crist, even though Crist actually was a very good and well approved governor later on between conservatives, Florida Republicans just thought that was just what a conservative was. And then here comes Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, and they're like, oh, we've been scammed. This isn't a real conservative. This guy's a puppet by the Democrat Party. And of course, Charlie Crist exposes his true colors. He leaves the Republican Party. He becomes an independent. He runs for senator as an independent. That didn't work. And then he runs for governor as a Democrat twice. Yeah, I believe twice. And he loses. And yeah, and now he's done. Yeah, no one likes Charlie. It's pretty obvious. So yeah, Bob Graham, 62.47%. His best performance, I believe, is in Gadsden County right here. Gadsden County, I would say, is the most Democrat county, despite being named after the Gadsden flag. Believe it or not, don't tread on me. It's the most Democrat county. It's an African American stronghold. Interestingly. And I believe that is it. He did deliver a response to the State of the Union, to, as you know, President Reagan's State of the Union address in 1982. No, he wasn't even. Was he a senator? Let's see. He may have been appointed. Paula Hotkin. Nope. He couldn't. Yeah, because Paula was the senator. So I think governors at the time were allowed to give an address to the. I don't know if they still are. I never heard of that before, but a response to the State of the Union. But yes. Yeah, Senate New Democrat coalition, center to center left. So, third way. And I think, yeah, he was pretty more centerist. I could be taking the word populist out of context, okay? Because how I think of populism is basically anyone that leans farther from the center. Whether you're right wing or left wing, if you are far from the center, you're most likely a populist. Populist is more like an opposite towards a moderate. But apparently, I could be wrong. I am willing to admit that. I possibly am wrong on the definition of populism. So let me know down in the comments. But yeah, this is the life of Bob Graham. Let's see, 2020, 2004, he did run for president. So yes, he's a presidential candidate. He announced his presidency. He withdrew from the race in October 2003, several months after his heart surgery. So yeah, but that would make sense. Heart surgery is a big thing, but well, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below, and as always, I will see you all in the next political episode. Rest in peace, Bob Graham.